And we're live. Hi, and welcome to Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond, and today I am here with model, OnlyFans content creator, and Just My Fans content creator, Tommie Thick. How you doing today, sexy?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing today?
I am good.
It's crazy what an Alani Nu can do for you. Not sponsored, by the way. I just did
yeah,
that.
like don't mention too much. I don't got any money.
Copyright. Hello. Thank you for having me do this.
Of
This is
course.
super awesome.
Of course. I always pick guys that I think is attractive because I'm shallow as fuck. Fuck.
How
Hold
are you doing today?
I am good. Like, as I say, it's Monday. It is nighttime, so it's always good.
Where do you live?
I am in Florida.
Okay. Oh my gosh, did you just hear about that alligator?
I do not pay attention to Florida news.
Oh, I saw it on TMZ.
Because when people say, like, oh, I love being from this state, I fucking hate that I'm from Florida.
I actually know nothing about Florida.
Well, other than Disney World and Miami, you don't really need to know anything else. Like,
Oh, Love and Hip Hop. Wait,
oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Shout out Trina. And just...
So, that actually leads me into my first question. So, where are you originally from?
Me, I'm from Luling, Texas. That is, because I know a lot of people are like Luling. It's Luling, Luling, Texas. So, small town, population 5,000, and that's where I was birthed. So
Yeah.
I actually was raised out into the woods, 12 miles outside of Luling into the country. So country boy raised now in the city of San Marcos, near Austin is where I reside.
Oh, nice. See, I definitely know that because, like, I'm originally, as I said, I'm from Florida. My hometown is literally like an hour north of West Palm Beach. That's literally the only way that I can tell people. It's like,
Okay.
yeah, because if you give them some small ass town, they're like, huh? You're from where? That's why
Yeah.
you give them.
If I said Austin, then I think that's where people would know. But
Yeah.
everything under Austin is like, what? So
Yeah, as I say, I got away from this area for 4 lovely years. I lived in Orlando, which was nice. And then unfortunately shit happened and I moved home.
like good shit or bad shit?
No, bad. I said I had to
Oh,
move back home. What's good about moving back home?
maybe you missed mom and dad, you know?
Nope. No, believe me, it's not my choice. I am looking to get out of Florida because some people
Okay.
say like they want to live in their like home state forever. Nope. I just can't decide if I want to move from on the East Coast or live on the West Coast. I can't decide between those two.
Right. I think, well, Chanel West Coast is on the West Coast, so she's great.
Yeah.
She's got she's got that laugh, you know. Or something like that.
I would not live in LA. If I did West Coast, I'd do Seattle. Because
Oh,
LA's well, okay. How do I say this without alienating people from LA? Fuck it, I'm honest. LA people are fake.
ah,
Well,
Oh
not
my god.
not everybody, but there are a
Right.
lot of people who are fake as fuck out in LA, and it's like,
Have a seat, fake hose.
yeah, it's somebody described it as like everything in LA is very transactional. I'm like, that does not sound like some place you want to live if all you're surrounded by is people who are just trying to gain something from you. Some
Okay,
people,
I see what you're saying.
yeah, some people might love that. Not me,
Yeah.
because
Well,
because I'll be the bitch to, because as some people say, like there are tons of artsy people out in LA. I'd be the bitch to tell you, like, okay, you call this shit you're playing for me music? Like, no.
yeah, that's so funny. I have one really good friend out in LA. Maybe you might interview him sometime in your life, but he does like he's a dancer. His name's Judas.
Oh, you mean you're talking about Judas? Judas is just on Go for the Gold, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Uh there has been no response from Judas. I'm trying.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. Well, let me send a text. I would love to help you.
Thank you, baby.
Right.
Because I have interviewed people from that show. Actually, this season I actually got to interview more people than like I did from season 1.
Mhm.
Although
You're
season 1, although I did interview Rico, who was the winner. So I mean, like, if you're gonna get anybody, it's best to get the winner of the show. Like,
right. I didn't watch this show. Uh, shout out Rico, you know, though. Congrats.
yeah. Don't
Um,
don't worry, you didn't watch till your friend was on. We got it. Like,
right. I was rooting him from Texas, you know.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, he's good. He's good. I'll definitely reach out. I can help you connect. You know.
Thank you. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
of course, of course.
Because I will say I don't have any friends on that show yet. Now that I've started interviewing people, it's gonna be hard because like all of a sudden I'm gonna get to season 3 and I'm gonna like know like 10 people that are on the show and I'm gonna be like, well, do I gotta flip a coin to decide which one of you I want to win? Like,
Uh, do you know like how many contestants were there on this show?
there were okay. Crap.
Would it be okay? Like, can I pull it up?
Yeah, you're good.
I'm kind of
Of course.
curious. So what would I search first? Would I-
If you literally Google Go for the Gold season 2, I feel like
Gold season 2.
yeah,
Character. I was gonna say I'm typing in characters cast.
cast, yeah.
Okay, so
I want to say there's like 10, but I'm not sure.
the full cast list as follows: Ace Wild,
Who I've
um,
interviewed. Ace is awesome.
Gabe the Babe,
Yeah.
Jacob, Jacob,
Jacob, yeah.
Jacob. My bad. Sorry. Uh, Johnny Moon,
Yeah.
Johnny Cakes, Judas King, King Dwarf, Kirby LeBray,
Yep, that's my bitch.
Laszlo Major, Mochilla, and Peter Apollo.
Yeah.
I only know one of those names, but I'm gonna open it up so I can see pictures. I hope.
Yeah. Well, as I said, I've interviewed Kirby and I've interviewed Ace.
Okay, that's cool. Do
Yeah.
you know them on like any personal level now that you'd say like aside from their show?
Interview?
Yeah.
Like well, I feel like in some ways I get a chance to like actually know people when they interview me because
Mhm.
when you spend an hour and a half to like 2 hours with somebody, I feel like you should know at least a little something about them
Right.
before they leave, and then they know a little bit about me because I'm too honest for my own good.
That's good. We need more people like that in this world.
Meaning, what was the story that I told Ace? Where his eyes like wide. Oh, I told him about how I had admitted to somebody that I've had sex with a crackhead before.
Oh my god. You
Then like
know,
Ace's eyes just widened.
there was I think there was like a show on Netflix that I saw where the comedian was talking about how she hooked up with this guy, like, and he asked if she could drop him off, and it turns out he was like one of the homeless men, and she's like, "No, not again."
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
super
Ali
funny.
Wong. Yeah,
Bro, I'm so bad with names. Honestly, I know actors by the movies that they were in. That was probably like peak. I unfortunately cannot remember their actual names. So I'm looking at these men right now, um, and they're all hot. Like
of course.
all these people are beautiful. Shout out all these beautiful men. Did I say it's because I said men? I'm sorry.
No, no,
Shout
no, no,
out all
no,
you
no, 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 no,
beautiful
no, 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 no,
creatures.
no, 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 no.
I'm canceled.
You're not gonna be. Let me put it this way: I don't know anybody who's non-binary on that show. Maybe there is. I don't know. They didn't say it on the show.
I'll send him an ass pic. We're good.
So, what was it like for you growing up as a kid?
Ooh, so I was, as I mentioned earlier, I was a country raised kiddo. So,
Yeah,
um, well, that and being gay, there wasn't like really a lot of us in this small town, and whatever you did, everybody knew about it, you know? So, um, I definitely had a glow up. So what you see now, this figure, everything, is was not here before you today. And what was it? I guess I was just trying to find my own way. Like it wasn't bad. I was a popular kid. Well, I turned out to be a popular kid, but that's such a crazy question. What was it like for me as a kid? I'm gonna say it was fun. I got to do like some crazy country shit. I loved playing race car. We had a what is it? Go karts and
yeah.
bamboo trees. We had go karts and bamboo trees. So like, two of us would be in the go kart. We'd switch the driver because we only had one. Then the others had bamboo trees, and we'd swing at them like gladiator when they'd pass us. That was our game. So
What the
definitely
fuck?
super creative, super creative. Um, but it was good. I didn't actually everything that I'm kind of like doing right now. Never would I thought of ever in my life. But I definitely was probably the wild one in our family. So
Yeah,
like OnlyFans, like all my family knows. Everybody knows what I do.
yeah.
Grandma too. And I think if you had to like which one in the family would be doing some crazy ish, they would all point at me. No questions.
Well, first of all, I love how you said you could have never imagined that. I'm like, who imagines when they're a kid that they're just gonna like be posting pictures of their ass online? Like,
True that. True that.
I did have somebody. His name's Mirage. He's a rapper. He works out in Phoenix, where he said like he imagined himself like being a stripper at 8 years old. I'm like, what the fuck?
Oh my god. Okay. So I love Mitch. Um Mitchy Mirage. Uh we actually we've met maybe like well not really met but we've connected online and I
Yeah,
love his person. He's great. I actually so I try to watch so many of your interviews and you are putting in work. Just let me say that because there's over 888 posts on your page and I'm like
they're not all interviews.
it's interviews, your performances, everything. It's endless. So
Yeah,
you are just working. So congrats to you.
Thank you.
But yeah, I saw your interview with Mitch, and I was like, oh my god, he's great. I support all his music on iTunes, uh, and I vibe with him really well. So just want to say hello from
Yeah.
Texas. But yeah, stripper at 8. Well,
That's why
um,
when he said that, I'm like, but I mean, I love the honesty. Like,
yeah. I mean, if you feel it, I'm always just like go for goals, you know. So if he
yeah,
was already doing like swing and pull shit at, can I say shit? I said it
yeah,
again. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I've said
If,
fuck like 4 times since we
oh,
started. I think. Like, I don't. Here's the thing. I could never do a clean podcast because, like, I'd be like, okay, so I'm not supposed to talk. Like,
yeah. Uh,
it's just gonna be an hour of me just staring at the guest, not saying anything.
it's gonna be like this. Just censored. We'll just um what was it? I forgot what I was saying. But since we were talking about like when he was 8,
Yeah,
I did say, and I can probably get this as proof, but country boy raised, I said when I wanted to grow up, I think in kindergarten, I said I wanted to be a Dairy Queen worker. And do you know what Dairy Queen is?
yeah, of course.
Okay. I don't know where it's at, like in the States, but I thought it was just like Texas. Um, but I said I wanted to be a Dairy Queen worker. Like I wanted to, my dream job was to work in the drive through. Like now, little did I know, I am the drive through. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Brr, 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 brr.
Well, because first of all, none of us imagined at 8 years old that like we would be doing that. If you had said at 8 years old, I'm going to use a controversial word, but I don't care. If you said at 8 years old, it's going to be like, okay, you're going to grow up to be a transvestite. I'm going to be like, what?
What? No
I'm,
way.
I'm like, I'm going to go around wearing wigs, interviewing people. Get the fuck out of here, bitch. Like,
Like that's dumb as fuck.
but
Oh, that's funny.
little did I know. Well, of course, because none of us, well, what was that? I just interviewed somebody and they said that they came out as 7 years old. I'm like, the fuck?
Wow.
I'm like, I did not even have like any inclination until I was like 12. So like to come out as 7 seems fucking crazy to me.
I think I kind of always knew I was gay. That I knew I liked. Ricky Martin did it for me. Like I would put chapstick on his lips on my little poster, and I'd kiss it, and I'd be like,
Aw.
Ricky Martin was my childhood crush."
Yeah, I didn't really have one.
No,
I had my straight childhood crush.
who was it?
Angelina Jolie.
And wait, I
Lara,
promise I'm more than just a
Lara,
butt.
Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Okay, yes, Angelina
Yes.
Jolie. That's so funny. I'm sorry. Uh, yeah, Angelina Jolie. Okay, Michelle
Yeah.
Rodriguez for me. You know,
Oh, okay, work.
loved her. She was one of my faves.
Yeah. So, what was it like for you coming out?
It was kind of. It was a little. So I was like, I was 13 when I came out. um, and I think I came out to my dad first. Just because I fell in like with someone online, and I really wanted to see him. And I was like, you know, I'm a kid. How am I going to see this guy? I'm like, my dad's going to have to take me to see him. So I have to tell my dad. So I came out to my dad. I wrote, and I actually still have this journal that I've held on to. Um, I myself am a little bit of a writer. I write music and stuff. But in the same journal, I wrote confessing my love for this guy, and I let my dad read it. I let my stepmom read it first.
Yeah.
Stepmom number one. Wait, yes, my dad's a pimp. Um, I let my stepmom read it at the time before I came out to him,
Yeah.
and I was blessed. Honestly, I have a blessed family. They're so supportive. Everybody supports everything I do, whether it's crazy or not. But it was actually fun for me. I had a really great outing, and my mom. I was actually more scared of what my mom thought because there was at the time there was like my first boyfriend that I ever had, and he gave me a hickey, and I was hanging out with him, and the girls that hang out with the gays, they call them fag hags.
Yes.
I was hanging out with him and his girl, and when I just came back home with hickeys, my mom dropped me off to hang out with those two people, the ginger and the tall, slim, skinny guy. Like, I mean, the girl was actually like kind of bigger than both of us. I just don't think that my mom thought that I got hickeys from her. So I escaped to my dad's house for like 3 days because I was so worried what my mom was gonna say, and I didn't know if she was gonna be accepting or not. But I think whatever she might have felt or like figuring out, she calmed down and we went back to a normal life. And now I can say, shout out T. That's my mom. She's my best friend. She is
Oh,
probably my number one supporter of my OnlyFans too. She's like, shake that ass, get that cash. I'm gonna make that a shirt.
yeah. So I will say this is the part where I was older than you. I came out at 18. I, in some ways, say I was fortunate because I only had to come out to one parent because
Mhm.
I came out 4 months after my mom died. So it's
Oh,
just,
it's hard.
thank you. So it's only having to come out to my dad and my older sister who were both accepting. This is the good part. We're about to take a twist for the bad. So then I came out. Then I came out to youth. Then I came out to a youth minister, which was a mistake because I told him about this performance idea I had with like a knife and how I had practiced it. I had practiced like fake stabbing myself because I'm dramatic, clearly.
Mhm.
So he
I can
left
tell
the
from the
room.
glasses.
Yes. So he left the room. He came back in about 10 minutes later. He said, "You have one of two options. Either you're coming with me or I'm calling the cops."
Oh,
And I'm like, I don't really want the cops to be called. Now knowing what he did to me, I would have let him call the cops. But it's like, so I went with him to get a psych eval. I passed it. He lied to make it seem like I was lying. And as a result, I got locked in a mental institution for 64 hours.
before that, did you tell him you're going to hell?
I should have told him that. I should have told him. But this is why, what was it? How old was he? He was like 23. And I'm like, this is just proof that you need to be over 30 to hold jobs like that. Like, the first person who ever came out to you, you pretty much locked in a mental institution. Good job, fucker. Like,
Wow, that's a story. I've never heard of something like that. It kind of gives me like the beginning of American Horror Story, also like
yes.
MTV Roman's Revenge premiere.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly. Exactly. Like, as I say, this is the thing. Everyone's like, they try to do it to like make them straight because like they did have me do conversion therapy as well, which it's like work. Do that to me. It's like all you did was just when I finally did start having sex, I just became more of a slut. So congratulations.
Do they have you ever thought, did like your name presentation, was it ever like electro Harley Quinn type shit, or was it?
I like to say, how is it? I was never at I say I'm in my like edgiest period now.
Yeah.
Because like I had all these daring ideas. And I had this vision of like basically wearing no clothes and drag. And then it took till the pandemic for me to basically just say like fuck it and walk around half naked. And if everybody doesn't want to see me, they don't gotta fucking look.
Right. Well, I mean, I feel like that's what life is like now. Like, I fight with Twitter people all the time over one of the most controversial, popular videos I've ever made. But I'm still to this, like, the shit dropped out in February, and people are still like talking so much crap about it. I'm like, why the fuck are you looking at it? Just you I just wasted one of your views from Elon's new rule. So like now, you're down to 3. Now you got 2 just because you wasted your time looking at my fucking video to talk shit.
Wait. What new rule? I have no idea about this.
I'm sorry, it was in the Florida paper. Did you not see it? I'm just kidding. No. Well, I don't know if it's like super in effect, but it said that Elon Musk was gonna like limit how many things you can look at on X, and you're allowed like 600. The number is 600. So I think every time you like look through in a day, you only get 600 for like non-verified members.
See that motherfucker, like I will say, this is what I'm gonna say to Elon Musk. Fuck you. Literally, just because that motherfucker now made it harder for me to get guests. Because I used to be able to message people on Twitter, X, but since I'm not verified,
oh, you
now
can't message verified people?
Yes.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm very Regina George. Like, I don't send them, I just get them.
Well, listen, it's because it's like,
but I'm not verified.
Well, I love the people who have like 6,000 followers and all of a sudden they're like verified on Twitter. I'm like,
I actually, to the world, I pay for my my verification for Instagram.
Yeah.
But it was only because they took away one of my my features, which, because I primarily like work with brands, ambassador stuff, and
yeah.
I like to make sure that usually that when we post together, my shit goes on their page. Cross marketing. If I'm not getting paid for it, I think we should at least push me out there too.
Yeah.
So, but they took away that feature. So then when I paid for my verification, I got it back. And I'm worried if I stop, I'll lose it. But
see, that's like logical.
Thank you. I needed that.
If it's just like, oh, I have all these followers, I want to be verified, because it's like, because you're like an egotistical dick. Like that, I'm like, okay.
Right. Do you know any egotistical dicks?
No, because what was it? Somebody, actually, it was Mirage who actually said like, he said something and he's like, let me not seem too cocky. I'm like, well, if you're too cocky, you wouldn't have come on here. Like,
right.
That's my view. It's like, I got like nobody. I theoretically can get some big time guests. I'm in the process of working on getting one now. I'm not saying who it is till they actually like confirm to a date.
Right.
But I will say it's somebody with over 100,000 followers. So like,
What season are you currently?
in terms of like doing interviews, I'm in, let's see. I'm in my second season of doing interviews. So this podcast had one season where it was just by myself. And then season 2, and then season 3, which is what I'm in now, is when I'm doing interviews. But I don't do like long ass seasons like people who do like 6,000 episodes. I do it like TV. I do
Right.
27 episodes a season. Like,
Wow. Are we gonna do a reunion at some point? Am I gonna get to round up with all of the others and
you want to meet somebody?
a BGC moment? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know you were talking about me, bitch. I
That
don't have
is,
problems with people just saying. I don't.
yeah. Here's the thing. I have been wanting to do, like, I've so far only done one interview where it's been 2 people. I've wanted to do it so badly since season 2. I just can't get people who like can work their schedules together.
Right.
And I had one because it was this guy who was an aerialist out in DC, and like his friend that he happened to make videos with was with him like the weekend. He's like, can he come in the interview? I'm like, sure. I'm like, a lot of the questions aren't going to be about him, but yeah, he can answer whatever he wants and like interject his opinions. I don't give a fuck.
Do you like when you pick a person, is that based off of like who you follow, who you see, or what pops up on your feed, or if someone like says interview this person?
I've done a little of everything. So like
Okay.
I have interviewed somebody that was recommended to me. A lot of times it's people I follow.
Mhm.
And if I'm lucky, if I can interview somebody more than once, I'm going to interview somebody more than once. I've done it.
Yeah.
Like there are people who have gotten 2, 3 interviews, and like people who, when I come up with enough questions, I could probably interview a 4th time. Like,
Yeah.
but in terms of most of the time, it's me like quote unquote knocking on the door and like trying to figure out who I can get.
Right. Well, that's cool. I think that's being very extroverted, you know, and I think to have that many to now be on your 3rd season, um, I think that's good for people just in general because I always feel like gays are kitty cats. Like there's some that are just like, you know, and then there's actual genuine people that, you know, would actually take the time just um, to be able to do this and be grateful for it. So
Yeah,
that's good. Congrats to you.
thank you. I
Yeah.
will say there's only one thing. Actually, there's only 2 things that will never like get you a chance to be on this podcast ever. One of them is if you ask me for money. If you ask me for money, no, you're not getting on.
I actually saw that one of yours.
Someone who asked me for, yeah. I've had actually more than one person ask me for money.
Oh, wow.
And then the other one is if you get to the date, I send you the link and you don't respond.
Yeah.
Then I'm canceling you. And unless like you come back to me and you're gonna say like, oh, something came up. If something came up, I understand that. But if you just like ghost me, forget it. I'm not giving you a second shot.
Right, right, right. Your time is valuable. Everyone is.
Yeah.
Everyone's is.
It's like I don't put on this makeup because I love putting on makeup. I do this because I'm a clown and I Need to embrace my inner clown.
Yeah, no.
Okay, so what was it like for you moving to San Marcos?
Um, I think it's kind of like a little bit of a progression. So I think I see it in a positive way because I started out in the smallest town and then I went to Lockhart, which was the town next to it. And then I'm now in San Marcos. So it's like, if you look at the connected towns, I'm just kind of, making my way up. Um, Now I'm kind of like debating what I really kind of want to do next because I will say like there's not a lot of creators or maybe I would even go as far as saying like I want to say friendly but I feel like that's wrong because in truth I don't really reach out to people to collab. Um I've kind of been blessed, and I'm not trying to like. Please don't think I'm big headed for saying that. But I've just been lucky. I've been blessed. I've been super blessed, and I'm super grateful for it. But I've reached out to two people in my life, and one did not respond, and we that's a love and hip hop type of shit. The other one, um, I think we tried it and it didn't work just as far as scheduling. But I will say like there's not a lot of opportunity I feel like for me here. Um,
Right.
so I definitely do want to relocate. Now, I do know a lot of people from online that might be giving me fake love or they could be actual genuine, but it seems like Cali's going to treat me good. But also, I love H Town. I love being in Houston. Everyone is so good to me. Uh, so I was kind of looking between those two. It's probably going to be Houston, but I just feel like there's a lot more opportunity for me to do stuff there.
Yeah.
Uh, so, San Marcos is great, but it's like it's just another hurdle right now.
Right. And like, okay, to be clear, I have gotten a decent amount of love from LA. I'm gonna say that.
Shout out LA.
Yeah. I have out of like the amount of people I've booked in LA, I've only been ghosted once.
Are we talking about Grinder or like interview?
No, no, no. I'm talking about for this. No, I've never been to LA. So like,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I've only
I
been to
have
LA once.
and now doing this podcast, so many people want me to visit them. I'm like, look, I'm like, look, you gonna pay for me to come visit you? Because like, I'd love to go everywhere. I don't have I don't have the time off of work or the money. Like, I gotta
Right,
pick one place to go.
right. I went to LA once last year in February, and I went with a friend, and it was honestly so crazy because I ended up meeting people that know me online, and everybody was so friendly. Like it kind of just felt natural and I ended up so you know how like there's dreams of becoming aspiring actor and you could go from like nobody to somebody or like
Yeah,
somebody to literally nobody. I kind of had that moment already when the people that I met in LA, I went to a party like a club and they reached out to me and they're like, "Oh my god, it was so good to see you. We have this thing set up for we're going to be doing like choreography and we're going to be video, the whole thing. And if you want to be on it, we'd love to have you." And I'm like, let me know and I will fly out there. And they're like, "Wait, you don't live here?" And I'm like, "No, but I can," and they're like, "Opportunity snatched." But I mean, it was like, not that it was taken away from me. I just, I don't live there. So I can't like, but I have the opportunity. Like, to probably go dance with some peeps. I thought that would have been fucking amazing. And who knows what would have happened if I had lived there, what would have happened to me. But lessons in life.
well, see, I mean, I get that. Like, the only way I would like fly out to LA is to like do work where it's like, listen, I'm coming in. We're gonna make this song, and I'm gonna make it worth my while. Because like, I am very, and this is very like old school way of me thinking. If I'm going to work on a song with you, I want to be in the fucking room with you.
Okay.
Like, I am not this, like, bullshit of you're going to send me a beat and I'm going to, like, helicopter in my verse and, like, then we're going to meet at some point. No, I want to be in the fucking room because I want to feel what you're feeling when you're writing this shit. And I want you to feel what I'm feeling.
One of my end questions was gonna be like, are me, you, and Mr. Mirage gonna do a song together? I'm just saying. But now I know that we all gotta fly in, so we'll all have to just communicate.
Well, I mean, we'll probably have to end up going to Texas because, like, I figure between Florida and Arizona, Texas is the middle point.
Right. And you know what? Yeah. I think there's so many times that Mitch was going to come to Dallas and he would hit me up and like, hey, I'm going to go to Dallas. But then he like got caught up in work or like, you know, everyone needs him because he's amazing. And I'm like, it's okay. But I'm like, fuck, like I almost get to see this guy. He's honestly a great person, I think.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. That would be so great because, and somebody actually asked me this, I have not met anybody I've interviewed on this podcast I didn't already know. Like,
okay.
It's just, and it's crazy enough because, like, one of the people is literally, like, works down in Miami, and it's just, like, I don't have time because it's, like, I try and do everything during the week, but or like on Monday or Thursday, but it's like,
yeah,
if I'm interviewing somebody in Barcelona, I can't ask them to do an interview at midnight their time,
right,
during the middle of the week.
It makes sense. Yeah, I get you.
So I have to reserve the weekends for. But yeah, I'm trying to think. I've actually never been to Texas. Well, actually, no, that's not true.
I've always wanted to go to Florida.
You've always wanted to go to Florida? Okay, if you're gonna go to Miami, and
I want to throw it back in Miami.
Yeah, if you go to Miami, let me know if I still live here.
Deal.
Because I will. Actually, speaking of Miami, that was the craziest thing. So, I was actually supposed to meet somebody who I've interviewed on here. We were supposed to meet at a club.
Yeah.
I was at the club. They were at the club. I don't know what happened to them because, like, granted, I wasn't in drag when I was at the club, but it's like I know what they look like, and I'm not short.
Right.
Like, I'm 6'3". Like, I'm not. You ain't missing me. Like, it's like even if the person's like 5'9", I'm like, I can see your 5'9", 5 foot nothing ass like in. But yeah, so that was.
I'm 5'5.5". Would you be able to spot me anywhere, unless I was without my back being turned?
You're 5'5"? Seriously?
Yeah. I'm a fucking thick ass Snicker. Snicker.
Yeah.
That's what I meant. Snickers, like the right.
Yeah. Crazy enough, I have actually been topped by somebody who's your height. So like,
and you know what? I haven't really topped a person that's probably your height, because I always think of like the Chihuahua pit bull scenario. Like, what's gonna happen when you open a door and you fucking bust a Chihuahua trying to fuck a pit bull? Like, it would look so funny from another point of view. So I always get nervous. Like, even if I look on like Grindr or something, I'm like, oh, 5'11". I don't know. Like, I'm pushing it.
Well, see, because my thing is like, when people say like, "Oh, you're a tall person, so assuming you've only been hooked up with tall people," I'm like, do you not understand how the country works? Like, I'm taller than most people. Yeah, I've been topped by people who are shorter than me. Shocker. Like,
I would have thought NBA stars, 6 foot and up.
Is
that censored? Can we not?
No.
Drop them?
No. You can say whatever you want. My friends with benefits is over 6 foot, but like I have not been topped by anybody who's taller than me.
Wow. Um, Maybe make it a goal for 2024 and then let me know how it goes.
Cause well, okay. Let me put it this way. The fat ass only attracts a certain kind of guy, as you probably know.
I don't.
You don't?
No. I get all types. They all like big booties.
I primarily get black guys, but
Okay.
black and Latino guys. So like,
Okay. Well, yeah. Same,
yeah.
I guess.
As I said, I've had what is the joke that I always make? I always say like I have sex with white guys once, twice a year. I call it community service. But
That's so funny. I love all flavors. I love them all. I have no. I mean, I guess I like probably same attract more um black and Latino men, but I mean, I get Caucasian men for sure. But I yeah, I like them all. I would love to go international though. I want to let's go beyond. I want some of that UK.
have I? Actually, wait. I was gonna say I have never had sex with somebody who wasn't international, but that's not true because I'm pretty sure I've had sex with somebody who didn't speak English. So like, I definitely have. Like,
What's your body count?
how
Censored.
dare you? How dare you? I actually don't know. I will say this: I'm not in triple digits. I know that much.
That's good.
But this is the thing: when I lived in Orlando, I was in the hood. So like, let's just say when I lived in the hood,
Door unlocked.
whenever I was in a relationship, absolutely.
I didn't have a car. I was walking the streets. Right?
Actually, no, that's not true because I was in 2 open relationships. So actually, no, the door was always on.
That's fine.
Well, okay, fine. What's your body count?
Who are we interviewing here? I just So you said you wrote down some questions? It's up there. That's between me and my journal and my doctor. Okay. I mean, I'm
well,
just kidding.
okay. Let
It's
me put
hot.
it this. Yeah, yours is gonna go up. You're making OnlyFans videos. I mean, like,
Right.
whereas I've kind of like, I don't know. Maybe this is just me getting older. I've kind of slowed down.
Okay. Like friend with benefits, just want
Yeah,
one kind of.
I do. I just want one because it's like, in truth, like, I want someone because, like, I will admit, even after taking like big ginormous dicks, I'm still like tight as fuck. So like,
I
I want
say
someone
that
who knows how
too.
to work me. I want someone who knows how to fucking work me. Like, I don't want to have to sit there and like explain to you like. And plus, like, I'm very particular. Like, especially now, I have one simple rule, which is if you're not eating my ass before you fuck me, you're not fucking me. Point
Ooh, that's a
point
good
blank
one.
period. Yeah, point blank period. It's turned off a lot of guys, and I'm like, listen, I don't fucking care.
I think I've now kind of more experienced. If I have an interest in a guy, and this is funny because I actually went live So I do naked yoga now in the mornings on my OnlyFans live. And I was talking to my lovely Tomcats, and they were talking about like what's your type of guy or like thing like that.
Yeah.
And I just said I have too many secrets to like let someone into my life to allow to be with. But one thing that I just actually came to is that I need a versatile man. Like I cannot I can't do this strict top, strict bottom role anymore. Like we have to be able to have fun with each other. And so if the top is because I can be like I'm a fucking chameleon. Like I can play any role, I can do any role, you know, and I'll enjoy it. But if it's not reciprocated back to me, like if that top's not sucking my ween, then I'm like,
Yeah.
that's a red flag for me now. And yeah, even if they're like a verse top or dominant top, you have to
Yeah.
go down my front and back just like I'm gonna go down. It needs to be equal opportunity.
Yeah.
And
I mean, that's fair. Like, so I primarily bottom with my friends with benefits is honestly like 3 months ago where he said like, I want you to top me. I'm like,
ooh,
I'm like,
wait,
I'm like, I'm like, okay. And
what was
then,
your actual reaction? Like, what was your head thought process reaction?
well, here's the thing. I knew he wanted me to top him because we had like texted with each other about it. So it wasn't like a surprise
Yeah.
when it happened. But when it happened, like, and I told somebody this is the craziest thing. I was like going in and I was like really, really like getting in. So like
Rusted.
once he was done, I like all of a sudden I was sore. I'm like, fuck, I forgot what this is like. Because I hadn't topped at that point since 2017.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
It's like muscles
Because
were coming back.
I was like, I forgot how much work this is.
That's funny.
But I mean, I'm not opposed to it. Like,
I just I just can't wait there anymore until you're done and then you leave and then I have to finish off myself. Like we are doing this all together. And I will say that I had a freak buddy. Well, I don't know if he's all going to be watching this, but might get myself in trouble. Just kidding. I'm single. Nobody's giving me a ring. I can say what I want. Um,
exactly. Fuck them.
I have a freak buddy, and he came off very like I'm top, but he fell in love with all my man parts, and he takes care of me fully, and I love it. And he's great. Shout out to Anonymous.
Yeah, that's why I ain't gonna ask for names because like
I forgot it actually. So
you fuck what
we only see each other once a week.
once a week, bitch. You so lucky. Fuck. Like I don't have time. Like that's why we went 3 months without seeing each other. But it's because like he was busy, I was busy. Like we couldn't make the schedules coordinate. But like
You should
when we
do
did,
OnlyFans. I have all the time in the world. Honestly, I would say
that's
like this was not my like job. Um and I was curious on making a TikTok of this. You know how like people tell their stories about their trauma stuff, like for part two.
yeah,
Um so actually I worked at Lifetime Fitness uh for 5 years and they let me go. This is the first time I'm probably fully announcing. They let me go this year after 5 years because of a video they found on my Twitter. And bitches was snooping. They found one video was 40 seconds, and because of the 40 seconds, my 5 years went to shit. And so then I started doing OnlyFans. But then with OnlyFans, like as a primary job, I have a good amount of time, and I've been doing very fun things. Like I hosted my first event this year, and it
Oh
was
shit.
so much fun. So I feel very blessed. Thank the Lord, dear Lord, baby Jesus.
Well, okay. That's the upside of OnlyFans. Here's the downside.
Let's talk about it right here.
I would say if I, because my goal always, like even with this podcast, it's like this is just a way for me to build an audience to like, so when I finally do put out music, I have a built-in audience. But it's like I feel like OnlyFans, like that would direct the wrong kind of attention to me.
Right.
And when I like put out music, they're gonna be like, "Oh, this OnlyFans star is just trying to," or
But now it's
that's
2020.
egotistical. That's egotistical. Me saying I'd be a star, but it's like,
That's it. That's manifesting. That's
yeah,
manifesting.
that is manifesting. But it's like, because it's like there's some people where it's like, no, sis, I was doing music way before I did this thing. Like, I've been doing music. I've been writing music since I was like 14 years old. So like, this ain't
Same.
nothing new. Yeah.
Nice. That's so cool. Are you premiering anything tonight on my special interview live?
I have, let me
Big
put it this way.
difference.
Not tonight. I have a couple things that because I've just been like, what I've been liking now is I've been releasing like rough demos of shit. And like, kind of is like perfect. Doesn't really like get out the kinks, but it's like also as a songwriter, and you may know this being that you've been writing songs since you were 14. I got jaded. Like, I got over it. I'm like, I'm just gonna release this mainstream. I'm just gonna release the same like lyrical content that like all these mainstream artists fucking do. And then I was like, and then I actually met somebody on this podcast who I've interviewed 3 times. Shout out to him. His name's DeMilo. He's like so fucking talented.
Shout out to Milo.
Yeah. And it's like, it was through interviewing him that like, and every what I love is that like every interview he's done with me, he's done like he's performed songs. And it was like we were talking about artistry, and I'm like, that's where I fell in love with songwriting again. And not only that, I went in and wrote the deep shit that like nobody else wanted to like talk about. I talked
Right.
about I talked about the ex who like wanted a mutual open relationship, and then all of a sudden he got sucked off by 2 guys when I was at work. So like I decided to like fuck this guy behind his back, and then he got mad at me and we broke up. I wrote about the time that I was sexually assaulted. I wrote about the time that like God, what else? I wrote about being the opinionated bitch that I am. I'm gonna release a song about the time that I was raped. Like I do not fucking care. I am at that point where like I do not fucking care. Like some people may get to the point where it's like, oh, you're just doing this shit for attention. It's like, no. These experiences happen to me. You weren't there, I was.
Right. And it's also like kind of letting that out. Like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
sharing your experience, relatable experiences that a lot of people have that they you're just another door for a great like a good voice. And I think that's we need that. So kudos.
Thank you. So, well, actually, fuck it. I'm gonna change some of my questions because, like,
Okay.
now that I know that you did music, I have now different things to ask you. So, like, what Well, okay. Now that you have this platform, are you planning on releasing any of your music at any point, or like?
So I don't bluntly, I don't really know. There's, it's like having all these ideas in your head, but you don't know how to like get them out there. I don't know how to do that stuff. And one of my other main things is I try to do Logic. My career, everything that I've done before I did OnlyFans, I've done all on my own. So, um, but when it comes to like the music, I'm obviously like I'm in a tough position where I need a producer, I need help, an engineer, and I I don't know. I just like I've recorded 2 tracks and I haven't done anything with them. I've posted them on Instagram when I used to have my 21,000. I got deleted and
Yeah,
I haven't really done anything with music ever since, but I still write. I still have people that are like, "Hey, I want to do something." I was actually going to work with someone last weekend and I was super excited, but we had to reschedule due to, you know, their personal things that they got going on. But like I still have a passion for it and I still love it. I just don't. I'm a sitting duck. I don't know what to do with the things that I have.
well, okay. I'm gonna say this. I get it. In terms of okay, so I don't know. You said you listen to some of my music, but like
Last
with
thing, also there's like a gay person that I felt like I would be comfortable working with to
yeah,
helping me record my music, and I can't find that. That's also another major thing because I could go to the guy that I go to his studio and it smells like weed and it's like all trap house type shit, but I want to be comfortable him playing back my stuff, me listening to my stuff over again. You know what I mean?
right,
I
right.
want that.
Well, I will say this, like in terms of like beats, I produce my own beats. I write my own lyrics. Like so everything you've heard of like my songs, that's all me. The thing
Right.
that I will find challenging, I know how to do it. I just know that I'm not good at it. Is like I just need a producer to like produce my vocals
Same.
because
I
it's
actually
like
don't make any of my beats though. I get inspired by like I mostly just do samples. I write to samples.
well, I mean, that's kind of what I do as well. But it's like I know how to like mix things and like make them work
Right.
because I don't know. Somebody says like, why didn't you get like a keyboard and do all this? This is my thing. Right now, living at home, this is the thing that I have to explain to people. It's like I don't have room. Like that's literally just like somebody asked, like, why don't you have like an actual computer? Because I'm using my laptop. It's like I don't have room. Like
Yeah.
that's why I need to get out on my own and like get my own place. So like I love the idea of all this shit, but it's like and plus being out on your own, I would say I would love to get like a 2 bedroom apartment, get like 1 bedroom that's just mine, and then like get a second bedroom as like my drag closet so I could put out like all my wigs and my shoes and like
Right.
and put out my outfits, which is basically either a bodysuit or a t-shirt dress. Like
With a little cute belt, you know?
yeah.
No, I get what you're saying. I just
Yeah.
but yeah, I still love it and there's still some people that still like it. Some people may not like it, but I enjoy doing it. It's a hobby. I do it
Yeah.
for fun. I don't know if it would ever do anything for me in the future, but if I like it and at least one person says it's good, I'm gonna keep fucking going.
Send me some shit, I'll be honest.
Deal.
Like actually going back to DeMilo, like when I first so he sent me his album like a month before it came out because I was interviewing him about it, and he asked me, he's like, and I told him it was good. He's like, "Did you really listen to the album?" I'm like, "Of course I listened to the album. You fucking send it to me."
Yeah.
Like, I'm not. I will tell somebody if they're bad. There are plenty of people. Listen, there's some people. Speaking of LA, there's somebody who like. So I've interviewed this rapper named Pretty Boy Rock, and he was like talking about this other rapper named Tokyo who he like put on one of his songs, and he's like,
Oh yeah.
Oh wait, you know who Tokyo is?
Well, I know who he is, but I don't. He doesn't know. Like we don't know each other. I just know who he is.
Okay, great, because I'm about to talk some shit. Tokyo fucking sucks. Tokyo fucking sucks. I'm just gonna say. I can say that he doesn't talk. Yeah, and like I've sent him multiple messages trying to get him on here, and he's never responded back to me. So that ain't probably gonna happen. So I'm gonna speak my truth. So like. Listen, I say it like I mean it because in truth, my two like interviewing inspirations: Wendy Williams, Howard Stern. Like,
I can still say that like he's super attractive. I mean, he might suck. Because I don't know his personality, but he's so cute. I think he's cute. But I don't know.
Well, okay. Let me put it this way. He was put on the show. Okay, so he was on the show for The Love of Dilfs that came out like earlier this year. And like I originally went to the show for him. And then I met some other people from that show who I feel like are more attractive.
Mm-hmm.
Literally one of them is my friend Phoenix. Shout out to Phoenix. Love you, bitch. But it's like I went for Tokyo and let's see who else. Do you know who Prince Joshua is?
I don't.
Okay. Well, those were the two that I knew, and then like all of a sudden I got introduced to all these other people, and like that is a show where I asked almost every himbo on the show to be on, and only 3 responded back to me. So like that's the thing. Like, yeah, like one of them is my friend DeMilo, who literally hates that he's from the show.
No,
because now knowing him, he's like a real bitch, and like as you know on reality shows, they try and fake everything.
Right.
Like saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go on a reality show and fall in love with somebody." No, the fuck you're not.
Yeah.
Like anyone who thinks
a lot of stuff is actually scripted.
Yeah. But it's like, so as I said, my friend Phoenix, DeMilo, and then Prince Joshua, who I've also interviewed. Which nope, I'm still trying to get him back. I'm not gonna say what I'm actually feel. Anyway,
that's fine. That's fine. It's for the next episode.
So what made you want to start doing OnlyFans and just for fans?
I just kind of like was sick of saying, should I post it? You know, and I feel like that was like the thing that drove me crazy the most. Like if someone put out a preview of them doing whatever they were doing sexually and they're like, should I make an OnlyFans? You know, I would see that so much because OnlyFans was like starting, and
yeah,
I didn't want to be that bitch. I was just like, I'm either gonna do it and I'm gonna do it, or I'm not, and then I'm not gonna fucking tell the world, should I do it so I can get a vote? You know, 30 people voted, do it. 10 said no. Um, I always had a plan. I always knew I was gonna do it. I just didn't know when the right time was. Um, just because my growth, my viewers, my peeps, I call them my Tomcats.
Yeah.
I'm a Tumblr bitch. Like I came from Tumblr. I was just taking off my clothes. How funny! That's ironically how I started, and then how I lost my job. I was taking off my clothes. Um, but all I did was I would take off my clothes. I'd post pics. That's it. And then we jumped up to like 16K on Tumblr, 18K. It was cool. And then everyone else had to merge when they got rid of Tumblr. And so I got on Twitter. And then during the Twitter era is like whenever all the porn was being transferred over, and then the OnlyFans stuff started coming out. And then I was just like, um, when am I going to do it? Then the pandemic happened, and right before the pandemic is whenever I was going to start. I'm doing it. But I'm very empath, and I'm honestly a genuine person at heart. Like the country in me, don't talk back to your mom or dad. Respect your elders. Hold the door open for a lady. My dad would flick me in the forehead if I did something that was just not gentleman like. So, but anyways, empath, I care. And so whenever everything shut down, people were creating OnlyFans, and I was like, I don't want to take people's money if we ain't getting any more of it. So I stopped. But then I finally just said fuck it in 2021 of also February. Um, when I was working a shift, and I was I was closing everything down. So I was leaving at midnight. It's 9 o'clock. I was just like, what am I doing with my life? It's just me by myself at the desk. And I'm like, what am I doing with myself? Like, fuck it. I'm going to do it. And
Yeah.
so I was on my phone, and I created the account, got everything. Actually, I was already in the process, but I like posted and set everything up to where it was revealed that day. And my last 3 hours, I made over $500, and I got paid in those 3 hours more than my entire shift. Then I was like, why did I wait so long to do this? So anybody who's ever thinking about it, and anybody who watches this, that's the main question that I always get. Like, I don't know if I should do one, and I'm thinking, you like money? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, well, every time that you decide, should I do it, should I not? Guess what? You just missed your payday that day, because you could be bringing in money that day. So it's like, and then they're like, I don't know what to, you know, everybody loves something. There's something about you, and something about even yourself that you might think is sexy. Trust me, it's sexy to somebody else too. And they're going to
Hmm.
pay to see it. So,
Yeah, because well, that would be my one thing where it's like, do I make money? That's probably like my biggest thing. Is like if I were to do it, like if I did it, if I don't do it, it's making money. Because like I love all my shit. I love doing this. So far, I haven't made any money from doing this, but like I'm still like, as much as I'm like knocking on the doors of guests, I'm trying to knock on the doors of like podcast companies too. We're basically being like, hey, come take my podcast. Like I'm really good at doing this. Like,
yeah. And honestly, I think even that you're doing it free,
yeah,
I feel like even asking interviewees like, hey, I want to do this podcast, but maybe like it's $50 to do it. I don't see where, like, in my head, if you were going to interview me and you're like, hey, I'm probably gonna, there's a fee, but I'd love to interview you. I mean, this is marketing for the both of us. People get to meet
right.
genuinely me, who I am, aside from getting wrecked. And people get to see you be you, and I'm pretty sure the people that watch your stuff are people that love you already, so
Yeah,
they're going to tune in. My people are going to tune in. People who know you that don't know me are going to want to, like, okay, who is this person? Oh, he's actually really sweet. Or something. I do think that maybe 2024 another manifestation or challenge. Maybe I think all of our work is hard work, and I think all of our hard work should come at a price.
See, 2024 is, or maybe even the end of this year. That's where I feel like I want to start because what happens is this goes live, but this also goes on YouTube after this. So it's like, that's where I figure I'd be like, put here's my Venmo, like send me money, like that.
Or like even a
Yeah.
tip, like, hey,
Yeah, like tip
I'm
me
not
on my
gonna
Venmo.
charge,
Yeah.
but you're welcome to tip me
Yeah.
because you not exploit, but like you put this out and you're putting my good stuff out. Or like, I'm only saying good because I'm a good person, I promise. But like, you're putting my things out and I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
I'm super grateful for that. So like, and like, okay, yeah, like because of her I'm on this platform.
Right.
And because of this, people now know who I am a little bit more. And I think, yeah, that's a fucking great job,
Yeah. As
I'm
I
an
said,
influencer. I'm sorry. It's what I
yeah.
do,
No. I'm gonna put manifestation out there. Alaska Willem, love you bitches. Put me on your network.
Thank you, Alaska. Please and yes.
Because I actually did submit something to like try and like they're like ask us a question. I'm like, great. How do I get on your network? Because I'd love to be on Mom podcast. Like shit, I'm not. And it's like I feel I do something different than a lot of people because a lot of people just like only interview drag queens, musicians, uh, OnlyFans content creators. I'm like shit. I will interview anybody.
Yeah.
Like one of my friends from the UK, his name is Mr. Pops. He's on OnlyFans now. When he was starting out, he literally just posted pictures of his ass on Twitter, and I'm like, fuck it, I'll find something interesting out of you. And he's been on here 3 times.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can find interesting things about everybody. Now, I do have my limits. I won't. I am not at the point where I feel like I want to interview allies, only because. Not saying that allies aren't good for our community, but it's like they have a platform where they can go anywhere.
Right.
They don't need to come here. I need to put voices for queer people to have a spotlight. I actually just posted a story about this yesterday, which is basically it's like you should at least, and this is my view now. Queer people should only be focused on hyping up queer people, queer artists, and like performers.
Right.
I am done with the fact of like, oh, let's go all see Beyonce. No. I know that's controversial. I know that's controversial, but I'm gonna fucking say it.
I do love Nicki Minaj, and I will support her.
Yeah, well, okay. I get it, but it's like.
But I get what you're saying. I think there should be more. There's a lack of support there, and it needs to be, more known.
Yeah. That's why, like, again, I support people who aren't queer as well, but it's like at the same time, it's like these people need more spotlight because like these people are grinding. Most of them are doing everything themselves, or they're paying producers to like do shit for them, which I don't think they should be doing either, but that's beside the point. Like,
yeah.
Because I will say, I love everybody. I respect somebody more who, and this is just me being a musician who does it, who does everything like start to finish.
Right.
Like they make the beat, they make the lyrics, they produce the shit. It's like, how am I gonna say this? I'm not gonna get myself in trouble.
Censored.
Uh, versus somebody who okay, no, I'm gonna say it like I mean it. I'm gonna say it like I mean it. Versus somebody who's basically getting these beats from a producer, because at least my feeling on that is you're asking somebody to tell you how you feel.
Okay, I see. I see your point.
Like I make a certain rule for rappers. Like that's how the rap game's always gone. You get a beat from a producer, you spit your bars, you go in, they record for you. That I'm
Yeah.
completely fine with. I am talking about pop musicians who are sitting there getting beats from producers. That is not how that game's always gone.
Right. I know a pop artist. His name is Jordan Lake. Are you familiar?
I am not.
He was on American Idol. I think he was on season 8. He lives out in Vegas. Um, he would send me like his stuff, like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And I'd give him feedback and stuff. Maybe you should reach out to him, or I'll send you his information.
Yeah. Shit,
And
go
then you
ahead.
can maybe talk to him because he's a pop artist,
Yeah.
and uh, he's working on his second album. Um, but yeah, that'd be some good intel, I think.
Yeah.
Like, what do you like? How does a pop artist like you get your beats, or like, so you make them? What's your ideas? Things like that.
Cause hmm,
Sweet guy too. Shout out Jordan. That's my
yeah.
baby.
I'm gonna go to the next question because I know if I say what's on my mind, I'm gonna get myself in trouble. So next question. So would you ever consider doing go-go dancing or porn?
That is the goal. That is the goal. Um, I think if there's anything that I love, it's lights, flashing lights. I love it. I love wearing the small, tiny underwear. I love people grabbing my butt. Yes, absolutely. I don't necessarily the go-go thing. I think I would love to do that, but like outside of this location that I am, because I probably could have asked Austin's clubs if I could do it, or like San Antonio's clubs if I can do it, and it's just because I feel like I know everybody that I'm just like they're gonna see me dancing up there. If I was in a different place, I would definitely probably want more opportunity to actually try to do that rather than
Yeah.
just see everybody that I see at the club normally, and next thing you know, I'm working up there with them. I don't know, but shout out to them though; they're great. Me personally, I just was like, I was a club goer. Now I'm a club worker. I don't know. It's just different in my head. It's just me. But porn, yes. So I am kind of signed to a company called Toodles McGee Productions. Shout out Toodles McGee. However, I'm not really. I haven't been used yet. So I did record me when I signed my first thing to like I am now a part of this brand, and
Yeah.
that was amazing for me because again, never thought in my life I would do it, but I haven't done anything yet with them. So I just keep hoping that I keep working on my body. I keep you know putting out good stuff to where they're like, he's fucking good, like we need to get him on shit. Because I one of my OnlyFans people reached out to me, and they unsubscribed, and that's fine because it happens. But they did reach out to me saying that they think I'm a good person and stuff. I'm just not. I'm unfortunately just not a mainstream bitch that you know. And he's right. I'm not mainstream at all. I'm still not out there yet, and I strive to be you know like Judas or maybe like as well known as like Tokyo Tony or whatever. Oh wait, Tokyo Tony's
Yeah,
Black China's mom, like Tokyo,
yeah,
or people
Tokyo. Yeah.
people like that. Austin Wolf type shit. Like I would love to be up there. I would love to work with companies, but I understand like this body is built different, and I'm just at the end of the day just trying to do my best because I want to continue going up because I love it and I love what I do. So,
See, this is where I get to do the flip side of that person's argument, where I'm saying like, fuck that shit. Where it's like, honestly, I know you want to grow. Like, I am all for people growing. Like, I will support you through everything. If you don't get any bigger than you are now, I'm not gonna stop supporting you. I'm gonna say that right now. Because that's literally who the fuck I am. Like, I am that person who's like, as I said with the artist, why hype up somebody who's already on the top when you got people down here who are honestly,
we're the ones that are like, I'm trying,
yeah,
I'm going, but you know, respect to however they got there. But I'm trying to do the same shit, and I love this. I love engagement. I love meeting people. You know, I love the hate comments and stuff.
and as I say, like, especially supporting another like thick bitch, like somebody whose ass is natural, like all for that. Like,
Word up, we support a natural ass.
that's why, like, there's something about like, I'm just gonna name somebody who's on OnlyFans, who's like on Twitter as well. His name's Mateo Blanco. It's like somebody's like, "Oh, I'm so turned on by his ass." I'm like, that ass is fake. Like, that clearly is fake.
Mateo Blanco.
Blanco. Yeah.
Oh wow, his body's dope.
But you know that ain't real.
Right, it looks like. I mean, he did get his ass and hips done. He definitely got it.
Yeah.
It's more so I think the hips that are insinuating that figure in the front. But yeah, totally fake. But it it looks great. Okay,
Well, okay.
the lips are a little too much for me personally. But I mean, I can't I can't even say anything. 112,000. I'm 63,000. So
Well, okay. I'll give you a name of somebody who's name of somebody that you can look up on Twitter who's even smaller than you. It's somebody I've interviewed on here. His name's his Twitter is Bad Boy SETI.
bad boy.
SETI.
SETT.
No, CEDDY.
CEDDY. Good boy gone bad. Uh, I think
Is this say what? Oh, wrong person. Yeah.
the account is suspended. Bad boys.
Yeah.
BADBOYCEDDY.
Hold on, let me look. I'm gonna look up on my phone because I've okay. Okay, BADBOYCEDDY.
Oh, okay. There's found him.
Yeah.
Handsome fellow.
Mm-hmm.
So what about his butt?
As I said, natural,
Natural.
and big.
It is. It is a very nice ass. Shout out Seti. I'm gonna follow him actually.
Yeah.
He has really pretty eyes. That's a good rap. Yeah, he looks great.
Yeah. That's why it's like, what was it? I asked him. because the number one question he gets like asked is like, is his ass fake? And it's like, no, it looks real. Because first of all, it's like he doesn't have hips, and it's like, if you're
Right.
gonna get a fake ass, you'd get your hips done as well, like clearly, to make it look like natural.
Right. But his
Anyway,
ass is really nice. It's super
yeah.
cute.
Oh yeah, definitely. SETI, because like I love to be the person who's like, I don't get turned on by any of the guests. I said that at one point. It's not fucking true.
It's like I'm over here popping woodies.
But I mean, in some ways, it's like, especially I say this, if even if somebody's like your friend, if you get turned on by your friend, that's honestly a compliment to them. Like,
right. Bad boy Fetty just followed me back.
I know, I love SETI. He's so nice.
Shout out Fetty. Hopefully he sees this and
Yeah.
sees that we said we enjoy him and his cakes. I'm actually just gonna let's see. SETI, I am on a live interview with Prince Electro Diamond, and we are wanting to say hi.
Hey, SETI.
And
Hey,
thank you for the
bitch.
follow back. Love you.
Love you, SETI.
Cool. That's a good icebreaker, you know?
Yeah. And it's like SETI knows that like he gets followers from this. He literally on Instagram, I saw like, so I like snoop through people like after somebody follows, and it's like, oh, this person wasn't following this other. So like SETI and my friend Phoenix now follow each other on Instagram, and I'm like, so how do you know Phoenix? He's like, oh, after our interview, he started following me. I'm like, I knew that bitch only follows people that I fucking interview. But anyway,
cool. You're an influencer as well, you know?
Of course, I love to bring people to the spotlight, and I also love to bring people from all, as I said, all walks of life and international, because it's like to interview somebody. I've interviewed somebody in Australia, I've interviewed somebody in England, I've interviewed somebody in Spain, and it's like now I'm getting out there. Like,
right. That's good.
Yes. So now, what's your dating life been like?
Invisible. there is no. I actually, so I'm not dating anybody. I guess I've had situationships. I will say though, this year I've been on more dates than I have since I started OnlyFans, and people knew about it and decided to like not talk to me romantically because of it. But I went on 4 dates this year. Uh, it's definitely not a lot, but
That's more than I've done gone on this year.
And you know what? And I've asked these people on dates. Nobody's asked me on a date. I've asked these people because I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking human. I don't think that people should ask me, but I'm like, I like you. You know, I think in this time, all we do now is just like chat and hook up. But I'm like, I have interest in you. I want to spend quality time. So I've asked 4 people out. On one's asked me out, and we're probably gonna hang out this Friday. So I have a date on Friday. But to like it's aside from that, I think I'm trying to get more comfortable with just me being by myself. I'm a Scorpio. Like I don't think I really need a companion. I just need a little bit of attention, and I got apps for that. So but again, as I told my followers when I went live, um I have my secrets, and I feel like sometimes I think I'm weird. And as I told them, it's not like bad secrets. I'm not disgusting or weird or crazy. I just feel like I have my own flaws of a person that I just don't think someone would want to be with me, and I don't have a sixth toe. I'm just probably in my head about these things, but I feel like also in a relationship or dating or being with someone, you would want to be you'd want to have yourself together before you like let someone in. And I personally think I'm still working on myself, and I'm a good enough person to say, hey, I'm not ready. I know that me as a person still needs work, and I don't want to bring you into this crazy shit out of respect.
Yeah.
I always try to play the good guy card because I believe in karma and stuff, and I don't need any of that bad juju. Like we trying to go up. So
I mean, I get that. I've only been in two relationships ever. I've been in
okay.
one that lasted a year, and I've been in one that lasted a month. The one that lasted a year, we were living together at this point. I got a note with the key in the door, basically like saying all this stuff about breaking up, and then towards the end, she was like, "I'm transitioning." It is like
Wow.
I know that you won't accept me for who I am, which she wasn't wrong about because I did not know much about trans people when we were dating.
Okay.
So it's like through like getting older and just like learning things because you probably know this growing up this small town. You probably barely knew what gay people were.
Right. Which I was always afraid to come out because
Yeah.
I just, you know, I don't know. I didn't know what it was. I didn't know how to be gay. Like being comfortable in my own skin. I did not like when I first met drag queens when I was like 15. Um, I didn't know what to think. Like, I mean, it's self-expression and they're happy, but I'm like in my head it's still processing because I just was like, this is different. This is, and then it's an insecurity for me because I'm like, I'm not as confident to be happy with myself as much as, you know, you are. And kudos to
Right.
you, but I'm still lost. So I'm still like a turtle in my shell.
Yeah. And it's like I get that because like I mean, granted, it's not like a small town that I'm in, but it's like small enough to
Right.
where like there were still some people who like said misogynistic comments and like it's like okay, this is a town where like being gay. Well, okay, I'm gonna put it this way. So when I came out, I would say I argue that it was like one of the like most progressive times in this country because we had like because I say this country had like a progressive time, then a regressive time, and then now it's like in like an in between phase. So like
Okay.
I came out in 2012. So like that was like Obama was in office, everything was different, but even still, as you saw, wasn't always great. I ended up getting locked in a mental institution. So I mean like not always going to be accepted by everybody.
Right. Yeah, it's definitely, and this is like it's such a serious thing. Like it's not just like, because I remember voicing my opinion on a kid wanting to be transgender, like to transition,
Yeah.
and adults are like they don't know what he wants their kid, and it's like, are you kidding me? Like there's so many of us homos that went through, like, you don't think we didn't think the same shit? Like, you don't think that we maybe questioned our own identity and maybe thought that, we were wrong for feeling how we felt? Like, we were scared. You're saying like
Right.
that's not how we should feel. It's like, you can't tell us how to feel. You can't tell us. I think at any age, you can't tell someone how they should feel. They're gonna feel how they feel, and you just need to be understanding, and you need to be supportive. And it's so crazy now. I even like to this day, I think, but you know, but yeah, I'm still trying to figure out my own shit, and I still do not like. I still don't even have the like. I see guys that or non-binaries, that will walk around on Instagram and wear heels, and or like even drag, like when they just put it on to wear it and stuff, and even the confidence you have to make your videos that you promote. Like, I I could never do that for me. I'm still a work in progress, and I would only dream in my lifetime to have as much confidence and as you do, So kudos to you. And
Thank you.
but I'm open, like we're all going through this, and I think we all need to be there for each other rather than, clicky.
Right. And I would say to the confidence, it didn't come. Well, I mean, every artist should know this. Like, I feel anyone who's like artistic will understand this. It didn't come without having the like dark moments. Cause like, I would say I've been suicidal twice. So like, the fact that I'm like still here is like to me a miracle, because like statistically I should be dead.
Wow.
And it's like, that's why, especially like after the second time and like starting to move on and all that, that's why I had to say, I don't give a fuck. You don't like me, you don't like what I do, you don't understand what I do, I don't give a fuck. Stare away.
Yeah.
Go stare at somebody else, go watch somebody else's video. You don't have to fucking love what I do. It's
Right.
like, this was the point that, again, I'm going to bring up to Milo. Basically said, art's not meant to be loved by everybody. And I say, if you're making art that's loved by everybody, you're not challenging yourself.
That's really good.
Yeah.
That's t-shirt type shit. Etsy.
I know I should. At some point, once I get money, the Prince Electro Diamond merch store is going to come out.
Ah,
So where am I? Oh, what's your relationship to drugs and alcohol?
non-existent. Just like my relationships. I I don't do drugs. Um, I alcohol. I socially do it. I will say, like, when it comes to actually, so I have anxiety, and I get anxiety. Um, Opening messages, when I post, that gives me anxiety. And just because, we've all been through like the hate comments and death threats and all that stuff, and, just going back and forth with people who just don't love themselves. But like when I did my first hosting, I called my mom and I was freaking the fuck out. And I did have to chug a whole beatbox to just like, I'm doing this event, and because I'm so worried. I'm like, well, people don't like me. What if they hate me? Like all this stuff. But um, recently, I kind of felt like my anxieties turned me to like, just have a shot. You'll be chill. But nothing's been abused. I only socially drink, really, and My best friend, because I have a very small circle. I don't go out with a lot of people. Um, I don't know if you're familiar, but there's another OnlyFans. His name is Oscar. Oh, hey, it jiggles. Another natural, beautiful booty that has over 100,000 followers. And we had a love and hip hop type of situation where we weren't
Oh,
friends, but now we're good. So shout out,
all
oh,
right.
hey, it jiggles. He's amazing. But aside from him, I don't go out. So I'm not really at the clubs unless I'm either with him or my best friend Cody, who lives in Houston. Shout out Cody. Cody's like my menager. He approves my posts. He sees all my shit. If dudes want to talk to me at the club, Cody's like, "Who are you?" Cody, I think Cody holds more of the high standard than I do because I'll say hi to anybody, and then he's like, "Are you talking to my friend? Like, you want a picture of my friend?" He's very supportive. Love you, Cody, best friend. But aside from them,
Well,
I don't go out, so I don't really drink or do anything of that sort.
see, I don't because okay. So this is where I can say my part. So I'm gonna start with alcohol. With
Yeah.
alcohol, I had a night where like it was a night where people were just buying me drink after drink after drink after drink. And like then I got in my car and I was driving home. And like I will say in some ways I'm fortunate because I had to drive an hour home.
Wow.
And like I literally made it to the next town over from mine. And that's when I got pulled over by a cop.
Uh,
And like luckily my dad was able to come and like get me. Otherwise I would have gotten a DUI. So like that stopped me from like drinking when I'm performing. I'm like, this is not happening like
right.
anymore. Because it's like and plus now that I've gotten older, like I'll say this, I'm 29, so like now that like I'm older, I don't care. Like I don't want to get drunk. I'm fine being sober and like I'm happy with
If I do go out, I do have to drink.
it.
I but I will say like I don't always need to have like my best friend put it in a good way because Cody, who's my best friend, we're both Scorpios. Our birthdays are literally he's November 18th, I'm November 19th. We're the same type of bitch, just in two different bodies.
Yeah.
And he mentioned like I don't always need to have a drink in my hand. And I'm like, you know what? You're right. Like we don't always. So when we go out, we're like two drinks.
Yeah, that's
But
if I drink now, that's what I do. 2 drinks max.
yeah. I'm now switched over to just shots for the calories, you know. But I love shots. I fucking love shots.
Okay. And now in terms of drugs, the only thing I've abused, it's actually legal. So like I will say this, I have bone spurs in the heels of both of my feet. So like for people who don't know, I'll explain it. So like because a lot of people don't know what bone spurs are. If you're on your feet too long, what happens is you'll get like a giant like stabbing pain in the heels of your feet.
Mhm.
So it's like before I switched to the job I was at now, I was working a job where I was on my feet for 8 hours a day, which is what caused me to get the bone spurs. And like, thanks to health insurance being so expensive in this country, thank you, America, fuck you. It's like, it took me 4 months to get health insurance when I developed these bone spurs. And like, before I was on health insurance, I used to abuse ibuprofen like crazy.
Just
Like, literally, I was taking 18, 24 pills a day.
holy fuck.
Yeah.
What happens when you got a cut where you just like leak a waterfall?
I did not even think about that. That was a time where, like, and during that time, I used to be sick all the time,
Mhm.
and everyone's like, it's because you're taking too much ibuprofen. It's like, yeah, but I'm in pain. What
Right.
else am I supposed to do? Like, I never thought that this is good. Some people said like your organs, like if I had gone longer than 4 months, I probably would have like done serious damage to myself. Like,
Yeah, that's a lot to take.
yeah,
At least it wasn't like oxy, you know.
I would have rather had OxyContin, like, because that would have been
Oxycontin.
fun. It's
I
like, yeah,
got some. I'll ship it to you.
just give me some. I'm good now. I would have been like, and they said you can't have this. I'm like, why are you? Especially when I got to a doctor, it's like, can I get Percocet? Like,
Yeah. Just give me your doctor's name. Like he's just gonna do my refill, and I'll be out of here.
it's because I went to a legitimate doctor. If I'd gone to like some black market person where it's like, meet me in this alley and I'll give you pills. I'm like, which when you don't have health insurance, you think about doing that kind of shit. I never did, but I thought about it. Oh,
I would say that's like the thing that kind of sucks right now is like with not working is like actually having a job like corporate job is no insurance, but you know I love that prep is free for
yeah.
those who can get it that way. But luckily I don't get hurt, and now I think I try to be safer. Honestly, I do feel like with less hookups and more work collaborations, I get less STIs for sure. Hooking up always fucking puts me some down some hole.
See, I will say this, like, granted, as I said, friends with benefits now, I've been lucky. I've, knock on wood, never had an STI in my life.
I will tell you,
I,
my life situation is the girl from Girls Trip, where she's like, "It's just chlamydia, y'all. It can be cured." Like, it's
I had a,
unfortunate, but it's what I put myself through. But
my ex, the trans ex, got chlamydia when we were dating, and it's like, because this was the thing. Listen, everyone who's like, I would never hook up with a DL guy. Listen, it's safer from getting STIs. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Because chances are, especially if you find out that like, oh, I've got a girlfriend, go towards that person because you are
yeah,
not gonna get anything.
right, right.
This
That's
this
funny.
this this message is brought to you by the Catholic Church. No, okay.
Get your Bibles.
Get your Bibles, commit adultery in a relationship. Oh.
But love, right?
No, because no, this is the argument I made. I made this to somebody. I'm like, if you find out somebody's in a relationship and you're having sex with them, you're not doing anything wrong. They are. So like, you
Thank
can have all
you.
the sex you want.
Thank you. Married, same thing. Wife's pregnant, same shit, right?
it's like you're the one who's cheating. I'm just, in most cases they don't want to be the top. So it's like most of the time it's like I'm just the hole you're sticking your dick in. Like,
Right. That's true. That's very true. Well, I will say, like, sometimes I didn't even know. Like, I was upset because I'm like, you're telling me after your DNA's already been spread?
wait, so you said they wouldn't tell you until after? Fuck.
Like, I didn't know that they were. Yeah, I was in a situation where like he was with a girl and she was pregnant, and like he just told me after, and he's like, I can only talk to you on Thursdays or something. I'm like, why is that? And then he's telling me about baby mama and her baby in her belly, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I for sure, I did not talk to him again. I cut that off real quick. I'm not. Again, no bad juju in my life. I promise I'm a good person who just somehow gets put in shitty situations. But I guess that's my fault too.
No, I never
Unless we don't want
like.
to blame me and point the finger, I'm cool with that too. I'm totally.
Yeah, it's not your fault. You were just you were horny faggot. Like you, but
You know?
listen, you get to be justified in everything. Where it's like, and this probably happened when you were younger, right?
It was last week. I'm just, I'm just
It was last week.
he just left. Like,
Because as I said, like I lost my virginity kind of late. So like as I always say, like I didn't lose my virginity until I was like 22. So I say like 20 through 24, I made some of the worst decisions in my life. But that's what you're supposed to do.
right. That's why we're so mature now, you know?
Yeah, it's like you're supposed to make that mistake of, oh yeah, what was his? First of all, I love when people ask you like, what was his name? I'm like, the fuck if I know.
Yeah, true that.
I can tell
True
you what
that.
his dick. I can tell you what his dick looks like, but I can't tell you his name.
Or sometimes you can, you know, it's dark in the room. I will say, like, to
Yeah,
quote like Bridesmaids, where she's like, "That's why you have those slutty college years, you know. Find out what you like."
yeah, you're supposed to. That's why somebody's like, and they explain their 20s and it was boring. I'm thinking, girl. I'll say this for gay people too. It's like, girl, if you had a boring 20s, chances are when you get in your mid 30s, you're going to end up divorced and you're going to end up trying to make all the mistakes that we all did in our 20s.
Yeah, for sure. Shout out to
So,
the virgins, though. Shout out to the virgins.
shout out to them. I've
I,
never had
I would
somebody
have
shout out
loved,
virgins.
I would have loved to, you know, keep it, you know, and maybe, you know, if I could be a virgin, I would still be a virgin now, and
What?
I would, I would probably be that person that you saw that was trying to sell their virginity on eBay or some shit.
I love how the OnlyFans content creator says, I want to be a virgin still.
Save it for the right man.
Um, yeah, I'd kind of agree with that.
I probably wouldn't be doing OnlyFans if I saved my virgin. I'd probably be working at Lowe's in appliances, maybe. But
Oh, God.
shout out Lowe's.
Like, look, I do a desk job myself, but it's literally just because, like, as I said, this doesn't make money yet. The second it does, bye. Like,
Right. Yeah.
so, so what are your thoughts on how the LGBT community is being treated today?
I just I feel like we are. I don't. I feel like we're being picked on for. I don't know how to say it, but I'm just trying to say like all we want to do is just live our life like everyone else does. Um,
Right.
we're on like I feel like we have to defend ourselves because they're trying to. I don't know, just shame us so much, and I just don't get it. Like all the people that we've sucked off their husbands, the ones that are like, that's not right. We wore your favorite fucking pair of lingerie that your wife wears when she's out having drinks with her Real Housewife friends. Like, what do you like? We're just trying to everyone. We're all squirrels trying to get our nut here. You know what I'm saying? Like, just let us get our nut, and you get yours, and let's live our life. But I think the reason why everything has to be like it's this side or this side is because they're saying you bitches, and we're like, you got the wrong ones that you're pointing the finger at, bitches. It's crazy. I'm just saying that we're. I promise to everyone, we just want to live our lives just like everybody else. I don't know why, we have to look like we're doing all the wrong things. And I think worrying about us is like, what about electricity in other states that don't have it? I just I don't know. I think there's totally bigger things to worry about. Get that real important shit done, and then whenever you want to give us attention, get your shit done first before you like come for us. It's
Exactly, bitch. Just like you're focusing on the gay people. How about you
we're
all
not going
focus?
extinct. And I
Yeah,
actually think that more gay people like people are coming out more as bisexual, like more, now than ever, I think. And it's like we're fucking ants, bro, and we're making piles everywhere. So you whatever you think you can take down, there's gonna be three more.
yeah.
Um, we ain't going nowhere.
And it's like, yeah, focus on the homeless population. Don't focus on the gay people and the selfish people. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not calling bisexual people selfish. It's a joke. Because I do not
There's a
believe that. But it's like,
there's a bump on the road that keeps like fucking up the front end of my car. Like work on that first. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, exactly. Just like, fuck.
I think everyone's just trying to live in this world, make their money, make their memories, and die happy. Let us do that.
Exactly.
Everybody should do that.
So, what's the biggest misconception about you?
Ooh. Um, I don't know. I I guess like what I would say is probably people just normal people that don't do content probably just think I'm mean or like that I probably wouldn't talk to them. I don't know. Like I feel like there's been a couple of times, like even at the bars, I get stared at, and I'm not saying like I'm hot that I always get stared at. This always happens. This does not happen all the time. When it does happen, and what happens, same like I can't hold my tongue in. If someone's running their mouth online, I have to speak up. I can't. And these guys that I met at the event were just like, don't give these haters no time. I can't do that. I've tried for years to try and like move on. I will react. I always react. I
Yeah,
just defend myself because it's me. It's me that they're trying to slander. It's me they're trying to make me look dumb. And I could be like, you know what? If that's how you feel, cool. But my Cardi B comes out, I'm like, what the fuck? Throwing shoes, like um but I think people think that I'm like not genuine, and I'm probably I honestly, aside from putting myself online, I'm a normal ass guy. There's nothing different about me that's different about any person other than that I have an ass and I decided to make money with it. That's truly it. I don't think I'm better than people. I don't think I'll see like higher OnlyFans and Twitter artists and creators, and some people can have really bad personalities, and I always think I'm being looked at no matter what. So even when I do react at people, I react with facts. So even though I'm bitching on Twitter and I look like I'm fucking just going at it with this guy, I'm going at it with hypocrites who are not seeing the point to the issue. My most controversial video was my come dump event that happened in February. I took 21 loads, and the last person called me a walking biohazard. But so my co-star, got into an argument with someone else in the comments that said, this is disgusting. And I'm like, don't fucking look at it. But he's like, how can you guys do this or whatever? And he's like, well, it's by protecting yourself, being on prep, period, getting tested every month, period, uh, some other things. But he said them like checklist things. Like, these are the steps, these are precautions that I take. This person decided to just depict being on prep and then expanded on that, saying, you think prep is going to keep you from catching all these things? And I'm like, no, bitch, he did not say that. And then this guy's coming for me, and then I look at people, anybody who talks shit about me online, I go through their profile. And someone thought I was weird for that, but I'm like, no, because I catch every time you reply to someone how negative it is, and I see what type of person you are. You're just a negative, unfucking happy person. So I went through his likes, screenshotted what he supports in him liking a guy who's getting fucked at a concert. Someone's holding him so the other guy can fuck him. And I'm like, this is what you like, hypocrite. So you're calling me a walking biohazard and that you don't support guys coming in one hole. I'm like, look what you jack off to. Look at what you like. You're by you liking this, puts that on your page, and people, that's showing that you like it, that you support it, that you heart it. So good job, hypocrite. You're coming from, go right on his page now. Go to everybody else's. I just don't get how people are calling me nasty, and they probably have that on their Pornhub. And it's again me just trying to prove my point of, how can you judge me when you're literally doing the same, or you're supporting the same shit, just because you feel like you can reach out to me, or that you can leave a message on a comment that I'm not going to comment back. I'm fucking Doja Cat. I will. You want the fire to ignite? I will pour gasoline on it. Like, I'm coming for it if I know that I have a point to prove. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I would gladly admit it and figure out how I can be better as a person. But I fight with people all the time when they're fucking stupid.
See, I get that if you can make a point. Like,
Yes.
there's a point where you can make a point. When somebody's just being like hateful, no, forget it. I'm blocking and deleting you. Like, point blank, period. Like, I had somebody, so like, I posted a cover of like me doing the song "I Touch Myself" by Divinalist, like a cover of that, and somebody literally wrote under the YouTube video, it's like, it's a good thing you do because nobody else will. So it's like, that kind of stuff, I'm not going to be able to educate you on anything. I'm blocking and deleting you. Like, because there is nothing that I'm going to engage with you on you saying that shit that's going to get my point across to you.
Right.
Because at the end of the day, you're going to be just as bitter as hateful if I engage you in that. Now, if I have an opinion and it's like, I'll say something and I feel like I can change somebody, that's when I'll engage.
I see your point.
Yeah.
I think I could have went about it in a nicer perspective. Like, hey, he's just saying these are precautionary steps, but it's like he was not the first person to state this, and I'm like, I'm so fucking sick of this. People like commenting on this video how it's disgusting. I'm like, I see this shit all the time. Like, I see gangbangs all the fucking time. And do you think that they go to those famous people or like those well-known people and say you're trash or you're disgusting? Like, so you think you can come for someone else who's lower and in following or not as highly well known and think that you can just like fucking stomp on me? Absolutely not. Like, I'm gay. I'm born with comebacks.
Exactly. And it's like, now to my point, the biggest misconception about me is that a lot of people think I'm shady. I am not shady. I am blunt and honest, which I feel like that's what you should want with people. That's why when some people say, and this is maybe why I will never survive in the entertainment industry, is because so many people say in the entertainment industry, you have to be fake and phony. I say, fuck that. I'm going to say what I got to say. And if you don't like it, then don't book me.
Right. I've never went into anything like with people, and even what people might have said about other people, I don't, until I have that chance and you show me that person, you know, I'm all love. I'm genuine completely. But until someone shows me that side, then I'm like, then I won't even entertain it until if it comes in my face. And then if it pops off at me, then I
Yeah.
always realize it's just how it is. I don't like to hold my tongue. That to me is
Yeah.
fake. Holding your tongue and then saying it behind their back. I don't like to do that. If you got issues, we talk it, we fight. One of the two.
And it's like, even if I talk about somebody behind their back, if I was to like talk to them on here, I'm like, I'd be the kind of person where it's like, I will say that I said something behind your back. If you want to hear what I said, I will repeat it to you.
Right.
If you don't, I can pretend and fake and just tell you that I just love everything. But it's like, if not, I don't want to hold secrets. Now, are there certain things that I've held secret? Yes, because I am the person who's like, I will have no problem spreading my own stories and truth. But if somebody says to me, I want this off the record, I am that person who's like, I will keep shit off the record. Like,
Yeah.
I had, speaking of DeMilo, the second time DeMilo went in, there was like, it's my shortest interview with him because he went 40 minutes. He just went off on this rant. And I'm like, and he's like, when are we going to start? I'm like, you just told me I can't put any of this on camera. So it's like, shut up and get to let me. I love the bitch, but it's like, shut up and let me get to a point where I can actually start interviewing you.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I'm not. Yeah, I am not that person who's like, as I said, I'll say to this, I'll say everything to your face, and like, my whole point is, I always say I never know how somebody's gonna react or how I'm gonna be with somebody when they're here for the first time. Anyone going after Tommie Thick? Fuck you. I love this bitch.
Thank you. And
You're
to the
welcome.
world, I want us all to win. I literally want us all to live our best lives, honestly. Because we could all die tomorrow or some shit. I don't know.
Yeah. But anyway, with that being said, as I said, pleasure getting to meet you.
Of course. Great to meet you as well.
Thank you. And with that being said, this is Gay Out the City. I'm your host, Prince Electro Diamond. I hope you've enjoyed.
Tommie Thick in the building.
Yeah.